This is a lesson on the Système International d'Unité, right, which is known as the SI system of measure, the international system. All right, so in other words, metric system. In the metric system, there are all types of prefixes. You're just responsible from giga down to nano. And most of you have already heard the little mnemonic device, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And I'm adding micro and nano, so I'm going to say Monday night. And then I also added giga and mega. So I say, gosh, my King Henry died by, baseline, drinking chocolate milk Monday night. So you can feel free to change giga and mega and come up with some other word that you like better, or micro or nano, but either use my little mnemonic device or you can create your own. Just remember, these units are so big that you have to move the decimal to get from kilo to mega 3 times to the left. And you have to move it 3 times from mega to giga, okay? Same deal here, micro and nano. They're so tiny that there's actually, every time you see this little hump, that's 10 times 10 times 10, so there's 1,000 micros just in 1 milli of anything. So you imagine how small a milliliter is. There's 1,000 microliters just in 1 milliliter. Same deal here between nano and micro. There's 3 humps, so it's 10 times 10 times 10. So just remember, metric system is based on powers of 10. It's actually a much easier system than the English system that we're so accustomed to. There are only 3 countries in the world that do not use the metric system exclusively, and we're one of those countries. So the United States, Myanmar, which used to be called Burma, and Liberia. They don't, those countries, including ours, doesn't exclusively use metric system. Anywhere else in the world, they're going to give you temperature in Celsius or centigrade. They're going to talk about kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. So, and then in science in America, though, in the U.S., we all use metric and not English. But in the public sector, we still, we're used to, if you tell somebody in Singapore or Kazakhstan or Germany that, oh, there's 12 inches in a foot, but there's 3 feet in a yard, but there's 80 feet in a mile, that's mind-boggling for folks who are not used to it. We're used to that because we've heard it, and we've had years and years and a lifetime of rehearsal and practice hearing it. But to most of the world, that makes no sense. Metric system is easy because if you were told, let's convert 3 megahertz, that first letter would be the prefix unit, right? Let's convert that and see how many gigs that would be. How many gigahertz? Sorry about that Z there. So first, you're going to always ask yourself, to get from mega to giga, am I moving the decimal right or left? Because that's all we're doing is moving the decimal, right? So correct. So we're going to move it 3 to the left. The decimal is understood right now to be at the end of the number, right? So if I move it 1, 2, 3, there's nothing out here. So I have to put decimal 003. I have to add 2 zeros in front, right? And that makes sense because it takes a lot more megs, if anything, megas, to equal, a little bit of gigs, right? Just like phone memory or anything else. So that's how we move the decimal to the left. Let's say you want to go the other way, all right? Let's say that we have 5.45 decameters, and I want to know how many decimeters would that be? How many decimeters? All right, deca's here, and then deci is here, but don't forget the baseline in the middle. So I have to move the decimal 1, 2 to the right. So if I move it 1, 2 places to the right, I get 545. And we're getting ready to do some practice problems, but the more of this that you do, over and over and doing the conversion, it becomes second nature. It's really not difficult at all. Now, again, we only went to giga, and on the little end, we went down to nano, but you can get units that are even bigger, okay? And when you get up into this large kind of unit, then there's 1,000 individual units between them, okay? We're used to seeing one hump, one, but that really means there's 10 individual units between, say, deci and centi and milli. If you look at a meter stick, we don't use this side because it's English units, right? Inches. We use the metric side. So this is a meter stick. The big numbers, there are actually 100 of them. Why? Because there's 10 times 10, there's 100 centimeters in a meter stick. Well, what about these little bitty notches? Well, these would be millimeters, and there would be 1,000 millimeters in this meter stick. Now, on the flip side of it, if I were to take 10 of these meter sticks and line them up, then I would have a decameter, because the prefix deca means 10. If I took 100 meter sticks and I lined them up end to end, I'd have a hectometer or a hectometer. All right, so that's the metric system in a nutshell. All it is moving a decimal. It's easy.